I desire to have
Yes.
You know, I wonder what your name was before all this. Rusty? No, I like to. I want to have. I desire to have no need for women. I don't know why that's so funny. But
Everybody is drunk. It's the truth. Everybody is drunk. You know, you've been here a few times and this is all new, but this is what happens. It's like you could say anything when you're totally inebriated and everybody will laugh. You know, I will offer something to you. The looking for holy relationship from the outside is stimulated by a belief that there is something that is missing inside. I realize that every ego experiences a feeling of something missing inside. And I realize the nature of the ego is that it survives by constantly looking into what is called the external to make itself feel better. This is how it perpetuates its life. Constant thinking, bringing attention into the outside world, trying to fix what feels empty. But the root of the emptiness happens very, very, very early in life. Events occur that create the loss of the sense of completeness that you are from where you come. There is this shell of protection that is built because of the experience of conflict in order to survive. And that shell is protection. It's not a problem, it is protection, but it numbs and it creates the experience of being separate. And outside of that experience of being separate, there is a longing for holy union with another to fill that feeling of being separate and alone. But the doorway is in yourself. It's not where the ego mind wants to go. It wants to find it out there, which will only occur temporarily when the whole is in here. And the answer is in stopping and remaining with yourself. The nature of the play is that everything that created the experience of being alone recreates itself periodically. The mind is busy in the external, so it never does the work it has the potential to do. But if you meet yourself, if you remain with yourself while the external stimulus is bringing up these old vulnerabilities, what begins to happen is things begin to heal. As things begin to heal, the armor begins to unravel. As the armor begins to unravel, you begin to feel the connection with everything. Some of this has already happened in the life. But the more you get rooted in this, the more all the layering disintegrates into nothing. The more everything that was broken becomes whole. Underneath the deepest sense of vulnerability, which is the vulnerability around my own survival, lies the heart of eternity, the heart of God, this ecstatic love affair that the young flush of infatuation can only approximate, and it lives inside of you. So it is much more common to follow these desires that move you away from yourself. But when there is the willingness to remain within yourself, eventually everything you could have ever imagined and so much more is discovered to have always been there. And in the falling into it, you discover it is everywhere, and everyone is your lover. Everyone, everything, whether it is the wind, whether it is the grass, whether it is a woman, it is all the same, because its nature is that it is all the same.
So stopping thoughts, desires, should someone refrain from pursuing any relationship?
No, it is not about changing an action. It's letting action happen. It's not about the future. It's about breaking the habit in this moment. What is real is this moment. It is not about trying to control thoughts. They are preconditioned. It is just noticing them. It is feeling the beauty of yourself. It is feeling the beauty of your beingness. It is feeling the beauty of this connection, which will always reflect itself when you are feeling the beauty of your beingness. It is completely connected.
Well, that brings up another subject. With your will, eventually, can you stop thoughts?
What happens is, when you begin to see thoughts clearly, it stops mattering whether they arise or not. When you are identified with thoughts, it's like having the job of counting every leaf in autumn that falls off a tree, as opposed to lying under the tree and just letting the beauty of the wind carry the leaves off. It is not only not a disturbance, but there is a beauty to it. There is a belief that you are the chooser of the thought, and so long as you are identified with the thought, that is the experience of it. It's not to deny the experience, but when you are in touch with the feeling of your heart and thoughts pass by, it is just like leaves in autumn falling off a tree. It just takes care of itself. When you are in contact with your heart, what you start to notice is the thoughts that fall off the tree will enable the body to take care of the things it needs to take care of. But you have not left your seat of this eternal beauty that is fully in love with everything. It is not about controlling. It is about remembering that in the present moment is where the nectar lives. Desire is about the future. There is no such thing as desire in the present moment. Desire is in the future. There can be longing in the present moment, but longing is holy. The longing for love that is felt in the heart. When you fall all the way to the roots of the longing, you discover the love that has been longed for. You cannot long for what you do not already have, but desire is about the future. In the moment, there is no such thing as desire. There is the feeling of your being, which is already whole. And as you live there, all of the things that created the experience of being separate are all unraveled by themselves by this divine wisdom.
This longing I felt, or what you described that happened early in childhood, I mean, aren't those mother issues, if they were resolved, would it go away, or is it more than that?
It is not so much developing an understanding. It is just trusting the moment. It is trusting the feeling of your being. The mind tries to understand out of the fear of not understanding. Everything that is driven by identification with mind is actually driven by fear. There is something whole right now. The possibility is letting go of everything that is moving and just to feel the wholeness. This is the true yearning, is to feel the wholeness. As soon as the mind's attempts to figure out or let go of, there is a sense of release. It is a being, not a knowing. You know, when you have found your long-lost lover, and it has been so many years, and the two of you run into the bedroom for the first time, and you start tearing each other's clothes off, you would not say, wait a minute, I want to understand what you're going to do next.
I've done that.
Listen to Rusty. That is the way all of the mind's figurings feel to me when someone comes up here trying to understand. In what is present, in what is free of the mind, is everything that is more luscious than you can imagine. It just requires having the intention to let go of the distraction, and moving into the mind is the distraction.
Thank you.